All right, welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, PH, and today we're going to be talking about religion, specifically Christianity. We've spoken I think it was 2 episodes ago, about how I don't like that there's some podcast show hosts and late night talk show, conservative talk show hosts that they just like to whine about what's wrong with the government, what's wrong with the US, but they don't actually give any solutions. This isn't a part of that series that we're going to be releasing, but I do want to bring up something important. I don't physically force my religion on anyone. My wife and I don't even necessarily share the same religion. She has a belief in God and kind of a Christian moral background, but I am LDS. And I'm a really bad LDS person. I chew, I cuss, I do all kinds of stuff like that. But what I wanted to talk about today is hedging your bets. There's a reality that comes with being a human. We understand that there's things out there that we can't see that act on us in certain ways. One of them is gravity, right? You can't see anything pulling you down to earth. You definitely feel it. You fall off a ladder and bang your head. You definitely know that gravity is there. So we hedge our bets against stuff like gravity, right? We wear a harness when we're up in the air with a tether attached to us. So if we fall from above a certain range, we don't break ourselves. Same thing in a car. There's obviously a force behind you moving forward, to where if the vehicle that you're in stops, you continue to move forward. We wear seatbelts in order to hedge our bets against the fact that a car accident is probably going to hurt and could kill us. So why don't we hedge our bets with our personal moral views and our salvation, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Why don't we, at the very least, decide that the good things of certain parts of religion, no matter what religion, I mean, every religion out there had something good about it. There was a lot of really bad in some of those religions. But why wouldn't we take the good stuff, the stuff that you can see is good, the stuff that no matter how you look at it, it doesn't hurt anyone. At the very least, it makes you better. Why wouldn't we take that stuff and run with it as if we're wearing a seatbelt, paying for insurance, wearing a harness up in the air? I don't understand why we can't apply that to politics. This country was founded under Christian morals. And I think that there were certain things that were going on at the time that didn't actually fall into those Christian morals. One of them was slavery. Nowhere in the Bible does it talk about it being okay to own a slave. There was slavery in the Bible, and at the time of the Bible, but there was not a passage or a scripture or anything written like that that said, because of someone's skin color or because of someone's difference in beliefs, you must enslave them. Now, I understand that there's parts of religion that people have problems with, and there's parts of politics that people have problems with. But when this country was founded, it was founded on the fact that all men are created equal, men and women. We know that it included that. And that we should treat one another according to the Ten Commandments. You know, a lot of the original laws were don't murder, don't steal, don't cheat on your wife, don't cheat with other people's spouses, stuff like that. If we went back to that mindset and could enforce it in a way that punishments were actually punishments, I feel like the world would be in a lot better place. In the upcoming episodes where we talk about s- social and political ideas that are not impossible, they're not easy, but they're not impossible to enact. That stuff, we'll be going into that and talking about it as if, say, I were to become president. What platform would I run on, and what do I think would be beneficial to not only the country but states, individual states, and how would we get the power given back to the people rather than to a few hundred people in Washington. Sorry, long pause. I'm thinking. I'm excited for those episodes. Let's just get that out there. I really want to talk about that stuff. There's some libertarian views in there. There's some conservative views, and there's actually some liberal views in it. With basically, with social help, I guess. I do believe that there's people out there that need social help, and I'm kind of all over the place in this episode, so I apologize. But as far as, say, the population of Idaho, we tend to take care of ourselves. We don't have a lot of homeless people. First of all, it's hard to be homeless out here because the temperatures get so low during the wintertime. There's not a whole lot of places you can go to escape the weather. But the fact of the matter is our tax dollars go to pay for people that are living in tents in San Francisco. And I know that the world is not fair, but I don't think that we should be paying for those people or being forced to pay for those people out of our own pockets. I do believe that charity, unforced charity, is a good thing. And a lot of people would take advantage of being able to help someone else. But forcing someone through taxes to take care of someone else is not godly. It's not taking care of someone else. Christianity, religion in general, most of them teach you need to take care of yourself first. You need to take care of your family, and then you need to focus on your community. And that's the biggest thing I want to take away from this conversation or this podcast episode is start worrying about yourself. And I'm not necessarily talking about your eternal salvation. But if you live with morals similar to what Christianity brings, more than likely you're going to come out the other side in a lot better place. People are going to be more willing to help you in hard times. You're going to be more willing to help other people during their hard times. And we should bring this into our lives as a standard. Not because you're being forced to believe in a religion, but because the moral standards are what we should be living by. And I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for this episode. First of all, because it was extremely unorganized and mostly off the top of my head. And second of all, because it brings up Christianity. And there's some people out there that feel like they're being preached to. I promise I'm not preaching to you. You don't have to become a Christian. I very rarely go to a church house. But I do live by the standards of the church that I follow. Minus being in the church house, I guess that is a standard. But I don't like the thought of stealing from people. Cheating on my wife is not an option. I will raise my kids to be good people. I am not going to commit murder, ever. Stuff like that is stuff we can afford to use as a safety net. Thank you for listening. I hope you're looking forward to these next few episodes. They're going to be pretty in-depth into how we think we can turn this country around. But I promise you, listen to them. It's worth giving a listen to. And if we can get other people to agree and maybe we can try this out, we very possibly could be in a lot better place than we are right now. Stay safe out there. God bless. And I'll see you next time.